who let Gen X off the hook?
Here's another one with the nerve, the audacity, and the unmitigated gall to inquire about us off the hook. What? It's because of us that y'all have shit so easy. Well, what do you mean by that? Because we were so busy grinding, trying to make sure our kids had the opportunities that we didn't, we made life too easy for you. This generation of kids, youngins, are the most socially inept, emotionally bankrupt, and irresponsible generation in many years. Yes, they are technologically savvy, but they don't know how to communicate at all because why? We made things too easy for you. This is a generation who cannot accept rejection, constructive redirection. Why? Because my generation made it too easy for you and made you believe the world revolved around your selfish asses. So you got a point there. Whereas at most of us in Generation X, unlike y'all, we had our first jobs at 14. We had responsibilities for other than ourselves, like taking care of actually cooking, cleaning, taking care of home before mom and dad got home because we were the latchkey generation. So we knew how to handle business and we knew how to take responsibility and accountability. Now, some of us have fumbled, no doubt, but most of us, we struggled, so we made sure y'all didn't have to struggle. And now y'all can't even handle the realities of life without having to go to therapy, without unfortunately ending your lives. So many of y'all won't even get the opportunity to be this age because life is just too tough for you. Where Gen X, on the other hand, we are resilient. We are resourceful. We made things out of nothing. Food, jobs, opportunities, clubs, social action, we did that. Because we didn't take no for an answer. And we didn't take constructive redirection as shitting on us. We looked at it as opportunities to improve us. That is why we're here living our best lives. Okay? So you might want to get the ear of a Generation X and say, how did you make it work? Because we didn't have the opportunity to go to therapy because most of us didn't have the money to do so. And it was just something we didn't do. Now, I'm not saying that it's wrong, but it's amazing how we didn't have the resources that y'all have, but we're still better off. Go figure. And another thing, because Generation X, we were taught to communicate, to respect our elders, and we didn't have the luxury of hiding behind keyboards and texting. We had to actually look people in the eyeball when we were talking to them. It gave us the opportunity to learn social skills, learn how to sell ourselves to prospective employers. There was a time that I created a job where there was not one because I marketed my qualities and said, you need a receptionist. Because I knew how to talk to people. We had no choice. We had to learn we had to develop our personalities and interpersonal skills to get the people to want to take a chance on us. Yeah. And my daughter had an opportunity to see that in action because that's something that stays with you. And I taught her that. Their house that they're living in now. There are a lot of people vying for that house, but mama here know how to talk, know how to sell the situation. I said, you need them in your house. You need them. They no need to look any further. This is the family for the house. Because we had the gift of gab. We had to. Again, we didn't have the luxury of perpetrating frauds on social media. Okay? So we really had to get down, do the work, be marketable, be resourceful, be unique. Yeah, that's what we learned to do. Y'all need to get a hold of that. And interestingly enough, just to even go back to college, because we didn't have the luxury of just Googling something, we actually had to research, walk across campus, walk to the library, thumb through some pages to get the information because we weren't spoon-fed and lazy like some of y'all. And again, because y'all have so many resources, y'all are even less intelligent. I have not seen a generation of people just disintegrate the English language since now. And you have all these resources, and we had none. So for everything that y'all gained because of the work we did, y'all tricked it off. You know, I just thought about something. I think one of the reasons that millennials have a difficult time with rejection and constructive redirection is because everybody got a trophy. Everybody got a participation trophy, so they had this false sense of self because they were congratulated for mediocrity. That's what I think. So the fact when you try to correct behavior or point out flaws or just reject an idea, because I had to deal with that with my daughter for a minute too, that they think that we're coming down on them because everybody got a freaking trophy. Because in our generation, only the best got first place. And if you didn't get first place, guess what? You knew to try harder so you could get it. Because no one handed out participation trophies. Nobody got a trophy or a ribbon for 10th place. It gave you something to aspire to. And we knew that the world didn't revolve around us. We knew that the world was not going to give us anything. That is why we worked harder. That is why Generation X is resilient. That is why many of us are still here. That is why most of us were able to grind and started work early that we can retire, because we had a work ethic. And no, we didn't always enjoy the jobs and we weren't always treated fairly. But guess what? We persevered. Because again, we didn't have the outlets. I'm not saying it's right or wrong or indifferent. We didn't have the outlets of saying, I'm too stressed out to work. My boss don't like me. What? Yeah, get a hold of it.